Well, Chicago Bear fans, this season has been unbelievable. Never in the history of the NFL has a team won so many comeback games in the fourth quarter as the Chicago Bears have this season. Truly history making. Now, the $1 billion question, which no human being has been able to answer, Ben Johnson, he's going to go bald over this one question. How do you get Caleb Williams to play in the first, second, and third quarter like he does in the fourth? If anyone wants to show you Caleb Williams in the fourth quarter only, you just might come to the conclusion that he's the MVP of the NFL, the best quarterback in the NFL. But if you were to be shown only the first three quarters of Caleb Williams, not the fourth, you may think he's one of the worst quarterbacks in the NFL. He has no chance of being a starter. Ben Johnson has no answer. Caleb Williams has no answer. No one watching has an answer. If Caleb Williams could play the 1, 2, 3 like he does the fourth, this team would win the Super Bowl. There's not another team more talented than the Chicago Bears. When you talk about Cole Kmet, Colston Loveland, DJ Moore, Rome Odunze, Luther Burden, Swift, Monangai, are you kidding me? What more do you need? And they have an offensive line to block. So it's all in his hands. But tonight, my gosh, 24 out of 48, that's a crime. 2 interceptions, 2 touchdowns. Bears, 25 points in the fourth quarter. That's unbelievable. When you have 2 interceptions, it's hard to win a playoff game. When you are down 21-3 going into 21-6 going into the fourth quarter, it's hard to win a playoff game. But the Bears, the cardiac Bears, they find a way, don't they? So we look at the passing, 352, 322. Caleb, he had to throw the ball. There was no other choice. I'll tell you what, Love didn't do so good either. 24 out of 46. He wasn't too hot himself, thankfully. Rushing, we didn't do good. 93 yards on the ground, 3.3 average. We got to do something about that. We got to start running the ball again. We've lost our way on the ground, and we need to get that back. So this is Chicago Bear football. Play like garbage the first 3 quarters. As long as the lead is not too big, they got a chance in the fourth. They left it up to the defense at the end, and that right there is enough to give you a heart attack. But they got it done some way, somehow. And Colston Loveland, I know when he was drafted, I was happy. I thought he's a good player. A lot of people were unhappy, but now they're apologizing. I give them respect. They now see why he was drafted. Colston Loveland, superstar tight end, and his future is extremely bright. 137 yards for him tonight. So, Caleb Williams, probably the best quarterback in the fourth quarter in the NFL. Probably one of the worst quarters in the first, second, third quarter. And that's just how it is. But he's the Iceman. He's only failed 2 times in comeback wins this season. But he's succeeded more than he's failed. But this is no way to live. This is no way to, play in the playoffs. Up next is the Rams or the Eagles. And either team, I'm not concerned. I was more concerned with the Packers. I thought they would lose this game because for whatever reason, they just don't do good against the Packers. But tonight, 25 points in the fourth quarter. Amazing. But I would have rather played the Eagles or the Rams than the Packers. So I feel a lot more confident going up against those teams for whatever reason. But next week, we're going to move on. And there's no reason, no excuses. You have all the weapons in the world if you're Caleb Williams. Somehow, some way, he's got to get it done in the first, second, and third quarter. 6 points in 3 quarters, 25 in the fourth. That is insane. If you're a Packer fan, you're asking, how did the defense give up 25 points in the fourth quarter? You'll be thinking about that all offseason. How in the world do you give up 25 points in the fourth quarter? Crazy. So, Caleb Williams needs to get a lot more accurate. Everyone can agree with that. He's got to play like this in the first, second, third quarter. Everyone can agree like that. Can we also all agree Ben Johnson is coach of the year? His assistants are assistant coaches of the year. This team, what a story. Win the division, make the playoffs, win a playoff game, all in the first year. And the Super Bowl is within grasp. No one can convince me differently. If Caleb Williams can play like if he could play like this in the first, second, third quarter, no team in the NFL can beat them. Seahawks cannot beat them. Broncos, I don't care who it is. If Caleb Williams can play like this in the first 3 quarters, not scoring 25 points, but just playing like he does, we're talking 14 points in the first quarter, 14 in the second, 14 in the third, 14 in the fourth. With these weapons, why not? You have Ben Johnson calling the plays. You have all those weapons on the field. It's all up to Caleb Williams. Can you be accurate? Can you make the right decision? If he can, we're going to win a Super Bowl. If not, we're going to lose. We're going to leave these playoffs if we find ourselves in a situation where in the fourth quarter we're down by 30 and then there's not enough time to come back. But other than that, this is a dangerous game. Cardiac Bears giving out heart attacks for free. But I'm happy they won, and I look forward to this next game. And, beating the Packers doesn't get better than that, folks. Let's just celebrate this and, bear down.